Mortara surely will be advancing through to the duels. De Grassi can only go 5th. He won't be going through. Gunter goes 5th now. De Grassi gets shuffled down. Here comes the Porsche. Lotterer goes faster still. It's just setting camera and Askew to come, but Askew's got a chance here of getting into the duels, but he doesn't do it. Verline goes to the top of the times now. De Vries is still there on the bubble in 4th. Evans goes 6th. Bird goes 8th. Nightmare for Jaguar, and I don't think anyone else is improving. De Vries might just make it through. Cassidy's on a lap. He's the only one. Dennis 8th. It'll be De Vries versus Lotterer and Van Dorn versus Verline. Freitz will be up against Mortara. Jean-Eric Verne versus Antonio Felix da Costa. Quarterfinal 1. Nick De Vries versus Andre Lotterer. Through the stadium section, and now they're right together, just 2,000ths between them. Lotterer lost a lot of time at the first corner, but he's closing back in the Porsche. Here's the Porsche. It's going to be more than 2/10 at the line, and Andre Lotterer advances through to the semi-finals. Robin Freitz versus Eduardo Mortara. Onto the brakes, swings it through the right, and he's right in the mud. So close to the wall, Freitz, and he's out of shape again. He's all over the shop. The championship leader out across the line and into the semi-finals. Next up, the DS Techeetah battle for quarter-final 3. Da Costa getting back ahead of Verne. There's less than a 10th between them. Which of the DS Techeetahs is going to be going through to the quarter-final? Verne sets a 1:07.347, and that's quicker than Da Costa, but only by 200ths of a second. Da Costa's on the power, leaning on the car through the final corner. He's still less than a 10th away. Oh, he hasn't done it. It's 100th. And Jean-Eric Verne advances through. Van Dorn versus Verline in the final quarter-final. Oh, no. Van Dorn, is he in the wall? He was so close.
Just overdid. You can see them fighting the rear on entry.
Verline through the final corner. This is his first time in the duels, and he's made it through to the semi-finals by 0.4 of a second. Lotterer beat De Vries, Mortara beat Freitz, so they will face each other in the semi-finals. Verne beat Da Costa, Verline beat Van Dorn, so they will face each other in the semi-finals. Eduardo Mortara against Andre Lotterer. Mortara will be first across the line. Leading on that rear left, Lotterer's closing in a bit more. It's less than a 10th. He's taken 2/10ths out of him in the last couple of splits. The Porsche gets on the power now. Comes towards the line. We're going to get one more look. It's 0.5 of a second. Lotterer on the power towards the line. He's going to get ahead, is he? No, Mortara gets it. Next up, it'll be Jean-Eric Verne versus Pascal Verline. Verne is ahead, but only by 100th of a second. He comes across the line. He sends his benchmark of a 7.366. And Verline's made huge gains. Coming through the stadium, Verline is now 1/4 of a second up. 0.3 up. Verline is in the final. Mortara versus Verline for pole position. Here he comes now, the championship leader no less. Starts his lap in Mexico City.
And the first braking zone is so tricky. And Edo Mortara, gotta say, nailed turn 1.
Again, did in the semi-final as well, didn't he? Here comes Verline now. He starts his lap, and after turn 1, we'll start to get the comparison. Whichever driver is higher is ahead at that point on the circuit. Look neat and tidy from Verline, and there's only 200ths between them after the first corner.
Was Verline ever so slightly wide? Yeah, I think he was, just couldn't get quite to the throttle on the exit of 1 as well as Edo Mortara did.
Mortara almost a 10th up, but not for much longer because Verline's catching. Only 9,000ths between them. Oh, bit of a slide for Mortara.
Yeah, he's offline though. He missed the apex in turn 12.
He's got ahead though of Verline, but that mistake was in the stadium section that Verline is yet to come through. Mortara on the power now. Back end sliding as he comes across the line. It's really sliding as he comes across the line. He's sideways. Mortara sets the benchmark, but Verline is arriving now into the Perotada. Verline is ahead, and surely this is going to be pole position for the Porsche. He's on the power. He's across the line, and it's pole. Pascal Verline starts at the front of the grid for the Mexico City E-Prix.